So, you've chosen an archer. What's going to be the first thing you do? Now, the very first thing you do is look over to the right of your screen by your mini-map. Click the gears and hit exit. And choose a warrior or a mage. Joking. Okay. I make that joke because, sorry, my condolences that you chose an archer. Archers are by far the worst class. They have many problems. But you will eventually figure that out if you decide to stick it out with an archer. So, let's look at what you're going to do in the beginning with an archer's skills. So, your skill points, believe it or not, you're not going to want to put them in dexterity. Dexterity is more or less useless, even more so for an archer, because you get certain talents that will up your attack speed and you just don't need it as an archer. So you're going to be focusing on strength, intellect, and vitality if you need it. The strength is pretty much what's going to increase all your damage, but you're going to have issues with mana, so you're going to want to put some in intellect, and give you a bigger mana pool, give you more mana regen and stuff like that. Going over to the talents. So with archer, when you first start out, you're going to want to get down to frenzy, which is right here, pretty soon. The reason being is, see, you'll unlock strong arrow first, and you'll be able to use that every once in a while. Let me take all these off. But mostly, see that one arrow right there? You're going to be using that. That's your auto attack. And, you'll be using strong arrow as well. This right here, this is the absolute most god-awful shit ability. It's awful. Only put 1 point in it to unlock this tree. Tumble is just fucking terrible. That's all there is to it. So, but once you unlock strong arrow, you can put some points into it. I wouldn't necessarily put a lot. It's not that necessary, but yeah, you can. What you do from here is going over to going down. You do strong arrow and tumble just to unlock piercing shot. Now, when you're filling out your tree, you can put stuff into strong arrow because certain things rely on strong arrow and piercing shot, so such as multi-shoot. But when you get down here to frenzy, you want to put points into it, and then actually go down to multi-shoot. That's going to be your best option. It is like multi-missile, but with arrows, and it misses, and you can't hit up close for some reason sometimes. I don't know, it's bugged to hell. But that's going to be your main attack once you get your mana up and everything like that. Other things you can put points into are going to be Empower Weapon. You definitely want this, and it's an aura, so you'll put in Empower Weapon, and as you increase Empower Weapon, you get more damage. Dodge, definitely gonna want to do that, and Corpse Explosion, you want that. But you're probably asking, wait, how come you can do that? Right, because I have a thing that allows me to have Corpse Explosion, and I'm gonna show you. I've talked about that stuff. If you infuse it or enchant it, you can use it without having to unlock it. That's pretty much the archer tree. Traps can be fun. They use up a lot of mana though, so you can sit there and hold down trap, and then hold down multi-shoot, and it works well. I have to respec this archer I haven't put a lot of work into them because I chose Venom Aura a long time ago, and Venom Aura is just not good. It's really not. It just doesn't do enough damage. It's a weak man's bleed. But you have to get it, at least put 1 point in it to get a corpse explosion if you don't have the enchant or a infusion. But going on, what do you choose as a secondary? Well, as always, go up to the warrior tree when leveling, because I've talked about it before. Rotating shields is going to save your ass more times than you can count. And Stone Skin's going to help you out. And then, of course, Redemption's going to keep that mana and your mana and your health up as you kill stuff. So, Warrior as a secondary is just good for just about any class because it gets you through the game without having to put a lot of points into certain type defenses without having to use a lot of gems, and it gives you a lot of survivability and a lot of options. But then that leaves you open to not really having any type of mobility, not having any type of escape ability like charge, or also like teleport. And again, this is why the archer is so shitty. So what you have to do, and I do suggest this, you definitely take the archer secondary as warrior, and then get either this right here, Edania's Son, or get a flying serpent. I think I have one in here, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, or get a flying serpent. What this allows you to do, like say you're just trying to get through some levels or something like that. Well, if you equip the Edania's Son, now you can actually use teleport. So I'll go over to the mage tree, and see, I have teleport right here, so I can put it, and now I can use it. So I have that ability to do so. So, and that's really going to be useful for getting through Arcane Passage, getting through, I don't know, prison, things like that, where you need to teleport to get across stuff. You're not really going to be using it when you're fighting, because the neck is just not that great, and there's other things that you need to use. So that's just as a travel. If you're using that to travel around, pick that up and throw that on your toolbar and get through some of the shitty places like Arcane Passage. But yeah, the archer, he's not the best. They need a rework or a buff or something, but because if you don't cheat, you only get to use you lose out on one slot with just using the bow. And in order to get your defense up and maintain some type of survivability, you're going to have to go Archer Warrior for rotating shields and Stone Skin. And so that, it just leaves one problem creates another problem with the Archer, and I said that in one of my other videos. It's definitely the hardest class to play, I would say, but good luck. I did not enjoy playing my Archer at all, and that's probably why I haven't touched him really since I got to 1500. So if you have any questions or about where to put points, what to do, things like that, something that maybe didn't cover that you had a question about, go ahead and ask me in the comments, and I'll get back to you. I do suggest going back and watching the first video in this series about just the general overview of starting out. Other than that, y'all have a good one.